Yes, Reds, how are we? We are back. Thought we'd do a little bit different today. Obviously, usually when we've done the shows on our other channel that we did, we'd usually do it an hour or so before kickoff, Rick, but we thought we'd do a little early one. I know you're feeling great today, aren't you? After an eventful weekend on the ale, lad, in the good weather. Before we go into it, how are you?
Felt better? Not bad, mate. I felt better, but yeah, buzzing. Reds are back in action today. Get to see the new boys put a shirt on for the first time, and enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an emotional one today, Rick, which is, as you can imagine, looks like they're going to do a nice tribute for Diogo Jota at the start of the game. And, obviously, I'd imagine the 20th minute is going to be an emotional one for a lot of people with the songs coming out and that. But it's day one, Rick, of pre-season, so we have to get behind the lads and, kick on now. To be honest, mate, it's probably the best thing that could potentially happen, mate, the football coming back in. I think people need some things to talk about as well. But look, before we go into it, the first game against Preston, go through some of the comments. There's 8 of you watching, so if you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe as well. Shout out to Doug. Hope you're well, mate. I think it was your birthday the other day as well, so happy birthday, lads. And Kyle, hello, lads. How are we? So, yeah, Rick, Preston, North End. Here we are. Obviously, the first game before they go away on tour to Asia, got Singapore and Japan. Good start, isn't it? Good little easiest game to get back into it.
Yeah, I think we played them last year, didn't we? At the first start of pre-season. They're probably a little bit more ahead in pre-season than us. I think their league starts a week before. But again, it's another good test. It's just a good run out for the new boys that are coming. Verts, Kirkis, Frimpong, Mamadashvili. I'll expect all of them to start really. Get them some first minutes in the jersey. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. See what happens today. Have a quick run out and then get ready to go away on tour. As you said, Singapore and Japan.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's good for the team to start getting back to what they do. They do best. Footy. It's been in training now for over a week. Still no content come out yet, Rick. Which I suppose it's understandable. Yeah. There's going to be some up and downs at the training ground with a few of the players' emotions. As I say, some will be more emotional than others, obviously. So I suppose I'd imagine from next week, it'll start coming out, especially because they're going on tour as well next week, mate. Yeah. So as I say, look. Day one today, you could class it as that. But anyway, we were talking off air with, potential players that could feature today. The new boys will be starting. I don't know where all will start, but I'd imagine the majority of them will. You mentioned Mamadashvili that you could see him start, didn't you?
Yeah, I think he'll start in goal today. I think, because obviously with the tribute Friday with the boys at Anfield, Alisson was probably the only one that weren't in training gear. So obviously he's had a few extra days off. Last week, so I expect the new goalkeeper to make an appearance, start, and then I don't even think Ali will be on the bench either. I think it'll be the other new kid that they signed. I think he'll be on there. When we played 20-25 minutes in the second half. But yeah, I think Mamadashvili will definitely start for me.
Yeah, to be honest, I know there's been a few rumours about people saying was Frimpong limping. I don't know what to make of it. To be honest,
that's just
yeah. Well, Saka does exactly the same thing, mate. He looks like he's limping the whole time, doesn't he? But, he should be getting a run out today. The interesting one will be the left back as well, because all 3 of them players are there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Robbo and Kirk. I think you're getting that. Sorry if you can hear this washing machine in the background. Sounds like it's coming through the fucking
TV. Right.
Apologies about that. But I think you'll have an idea as well which players potentially are going quite soon as well. The ones who have limited minutes. Doug saying here, Freddie Woodburn might be on the bench, the lad we signed at there. Yeah, could be, definitely. He'll probably get a run out as well and a bit of an applause off his, the fans there. Now then, with regards to Florian Wirtz, then how excited are you for this one? Because I know I am. I know there's a lot of people that have been saying, where's the context? They want to see him especially. Yeah. But I'd imagine he is going to start today.
Yeah, I'm buzzing to see him start. It's like I've seen Liverpool journals saying that he's expected to start as well. So, and it'd be interesting to see where he starts. I know, like obviously it's the first game of pre-season, but it's probably a game to do different setups, different tactic formations. Be interesting to see what we do and where he starts. But yeah, I'm proper looking forward to seeing him get going.
Yeah, mate, I am. I'm really looking forward to seeing the link up with him and McAllister, because they all well, won't they? you see Mo start today? I don't think we'll see.
No, I don't think he'll. So I think Chiesa will get a run out.
Like, this is a conversation we've had in
Yeah.
WhatsApp groups and stuff. Chiesa. Question, obviously, I know we're talking about the game, but I want to pose this one to you as well. Would you keep Chiesa?
Yeah, I think you have to now. Because it depends what Liverpool want to do. I still think we go all out on Isak. So I do think keeping people like Chiesa around saves the funds to go get another winger. And I also don't think you'll get that much money for Chiesa. I think you get your money back and maybe a little bit more on top. So it's not like a massive amount coming in for him. So for the type of player he can play across the whole front three. And there's still a player in Chiesa. Like a few years ago, he was one of the best in the world in his position. So there's still a player in there for him. And I think he'll get more minutes this season, depending what happens with Bill and Ben, like in Nunes and Diaz. I don't think you'll see them at all today, them two. So it's good for Chiesa to get some minutes, I think. So let's start him now, get him in pre-season, because obviously last season he didn't have a pre-season, did he really?
Came at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, so if we get him started now, he should be ready to go when the time comes.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I personally would keep him. Obviously we don't want to be talking about replacing Diogo Jota, but I think he could definitely play the minutes that Diogo would have got. Do you know what I mean, mate? So there's still a player there, you know.
Yeah.
So you think of the player that was there a couple of years ago, mate. He was a top talent, and we were trying to buy him years ago, weren't we? So
there was like fees banded around of like 80 to 100 million for him a couple of years ago.
This is it. I remember, a lot of people talking about him. Liverpool were potentially going to do it, but it was a really difficult period at the time. I couldn't seem to get it over the line. But look, shout out to Ali as well. He's saying can't wait for today. Question that Liam's saying, is Rio in the squad today? I've heard he is. I think everyone can tell he probably will be as well. I'd imagine Trainioni and him will get minutes today, mate. I'm excited to see the likes of Rio and stuff like that, mate, because this kid is a top talent. I know a few of our mates, Rick, Andy, who comes on the show, is a big fan of Rio. His lad played footy with him, in the youth. Do you know what I mean? So he's got a big thing with this. And ultimately, I think he joined the club. The family were kind of guaranteed a pathway into the first team. So this is it now. And I think now this is a massive opportunity for the likes of Rio, especially, Liverpool are short in numbers now with regards to the front line. I know they're going to bring people in, but if he makes a good doing of himself across pre-season, like, what's to say he can't be part of the front line? Not starting, but I mean, that player on the bench that, could be the 5th or 6th choice for Liverpool. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not comparing him to the likes of Yamal, but they're the same age. So why can't Liverpool start to give
age is just a number, isn't it? Like with regards to footballer, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah, that's it. So why can't Liverpool start to give this kid minutes and bring him in more around the first team? There's talk of him getting a new contract, his first professional contract in the coming weeks, months. So obviously the club feel like he's a top talent to use. But yeah, I could definitely see him getting minutes today. It wouldn't surprise me if he starts on the bench, comes on for maybe Gakpo in the second half at some stage. But yeah, I would definitely start him and Trainioni. I'd start getting around the first team more and more next season, because these kids they're young, but got players in that position already. But like you said, age is just a number, and like you take the freak Yamal. He's 17 and he's potentially the best player in world football at the minute. So yeah, we need to start giving these kids the minutes.
Look, I just want to bring this one up because it, felt good reading this one. Honestly, where it's first called the Liverpool shape, of course. Ben said, he agrees, with regards to Chiesa staying. Liam's saying, can't wait to see Rio, a few of the other youngsters as well. I'll come back to Ali's question a little bit later with regards to the transfers. Ali, is that all right? Maybe we'll just go through the game now. And this one as well. Liam's saying, a good mate of ours, good mate of mine. You see Rio as well now, looks twice the size pulled up. That's 100% true that,
See some of the videos.
Different. Yeah. It looks like he's been training across the summer as well. He's ready for it, Rick. And you can't just ignore these kids coming through, mate. Because for instance, this year, I'm going to use Arsenal. That Max Darman's going to be pushing, and they're going to give him an opportunity across the summer. Someone's saying, Dio's clipping. Rick, is there something up with that?
No, seems fine for me.
Fucking man was fucked before, so is what it is. But yeah, Rio, I think we'll get minutes today. I'll go through some of the comments as well. Look, there's 29 watching. Smash the likes, people, and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, Ronan saying, just an idea. If Salah isn't getting minutes, could we see Frimpong at right wing today? Could be a few big weeks for Dan's too. Is Dan's? I don't know if you noticed. I
don't think he's fit. I think he's still, he's still got that back injury, and I think they're looking to loan him out.
I think he'll go on loan again.
Sunderland, I think he'll go to. I think it talks about
him.
Yeah. That's someone in the Prem. He'll play week in, week out there, get some experience. Who knows what Sunderland are going to do this season, but it is what it is. But I don't think he's fit enough to start pre-season yet.
Yeah. Some people are saying there's an issue with.
I think there's an issue with StreamYard for the last couple of days. I don't know what it is, but
I've seen something they put out there that there was issues.
Yeah.
Let's just blame them anyway. Eru's saying, how are we? It's happening, lads. You good? See. What can we do, lads? It is what it is, and we just got to crack through. But look, fuck it, we'll carry on. Here he is, my mate. How are we, lads? So, Rick, with regards to some of the players that are going to play today, you know, we went there. You don't think Diaz and Nunes will feature. I think you might see Nunes on the bench. I think he could get something, but I don't know if it's 100%. Would you play the likes of him and Diaz?
No, I wouldn't play him at all. Like, listen, they could be in and around the squad if they wanted to, up until what happens with them happens. But listen, if you ain't got enough striking options going into the games, then obviously, you put Nunes on the bench and stuff. But them two divs I wouldn't put nowhere near the starting 11, even for a friendly mate. I'm being honest. I think the two have been just massively disrespectful for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, more so Diaz, isn't it? You know, the guys still pushing for the move. You know, it's just one of them. He obviously feels that he should be getting a bigger contract. The Liverpool feel that obviously it's not the right time. Also, you've got to remember as well, for the buying clubs, it's going to be quite strict in their evaluations as well, because you've got to remember, most people now, minimum 4-year deal. That's taking them up to 32 there. So people are going to be a bit sceptical with how wide they go. I think Liverpool are waiting for the Saudi money too.
Yeah, I think both end up in Saudi now. I think the Nunes one come out a little bit yesterday that Al Hilal were looking at him again, and they want to strike now, so they'll probably firm that up. Like, we see there was reports about middle of July that the Saudi clubs will start to ramp up on players. So I expect news this week for Nunes. If I'm being honest, Diaz is just a little fucking child, and let's be honest. You want to go Barcelona? Tell your mates to pay up then. Like, and then you've got Bayern Munich, who we know have got some money because they were looking at Verts in the early doors in summer, offering us less than what Madueke and Elanga are going for, respectively, to the new clubs. I mean, Luis Diaz has just won the Premier League with Liverpool. He
was vital as well.
Yeah, and in my opinion, he's twice the player Elanga is. He's 3 times the player like Madueke. So I don't get where he's like, and these teams are negotiating with Edwards and Richard Hughes, who are 2 of the best in the game, and you think you can come. I don't think that £44 million offer even reached Richard Hughes. I think someone batted that way before it even fucking reached him. Embarrassed.
I think, out of them 2 clubs, which one could you see going to? Or them by? For me, I think it would be Barca, Michelle. Yeah, I don't think he has a push in
for Bayern. No, I think it'll be Barcelona. And I think Barcelona will pull the money out somewhere.
They can find the money. I know people say their biggest problem is they've got that one-to-one policy that they're trying to do. I think reports in Spain have been saying by the end of this month, beginning of August, their accounts are getting audited again properly, so they should be able to come from the 1-4 policy back to 1-1. If that's the case, they'll get Diaz done, but the time's ticking for him to get this move out to Barca. And if he goes to fucking Saudi, he's never going to Barca.
No.
So Diaz one may drag on, but Liverpool obviously need to make sure the forward one's not.
But I could also see with the Diaz one, he's got 2 years left. I could even see him staying 1 more year. Liverpool make him stay 1 more year and fucking off next summer. For even like, I don't know what, 25 to 30 million next summer with a year left. Like, Liverpool will do it if it means that we're well equipped to go into this season, fighting all front for the cups, the league. But I also see a report that Diaz wants a clause in his Barca contract if he signs for them, that if they can't register him, he gets. Yeah. It
wouldn't surprise me because that's obviously their issue with Nico Williams was obviously registration and obviously the one-to-one policy thing that they're trying to do. Because there was 100 million, weren't they, not put in on the audit, hence why they went back to the 4-to-1 policy, which just fucked things for them. But anyway, fuck them. But yeah, what sort of midfield do you expect?
I think you'll see Gravenberch. He'll come in. Maybe McAllister. I even think you might see the likes of Tyler Morton to try and put himself a bit more in the shop window. So I
can see Trainee only getting in the house as well.
But I definitely think Morton might get minutes because they're trying to offload him, so that they're trying to invite suitors for him to give him. And listen, the club have still got these players that will be leaving. We still have a right to keep them fit and ready to go for when they do go. Yeah, we still pay their wages, so we need to keep the match fit, ready to go when they need to go.
Yeah, can you see Van Dijk starting at the back?
Nah, I think he'll go.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think he will. I think
he will start in the
first game after Jota.
Yeah.
The I think even if he just plays half, I think he'll start. Yeah, I think he'll start. He'll lead the boys out. They'll obviously come out with some wreaths and stuff, and flowers and stuff to lay on the pitch and that. But yeah, I think he'll start just because he's captain. I think in the first game.
He'd want to as well, Rick. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's ready to go anyway now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know people like a bit with that picture of Salah and Van Dijk both sitting down, looked like they were like, I get it, but pictures don't tell the full story. There might have been a little bit before that where they were both sitting up normal, chatting and stuff like that, and then obviously the pictures have caught them two with their heads down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we do start lining up this afternoon. But yeah, I think Van Dijk will be one of the next start.
The best thing that Arnie can do today is just get the new boys all starting straight away and just let them get out there, because that'll bring the excitement as well. And obviously, there will be a few players who are a bit emotional, I'm sure, especially at the start, mate, when all this, the tribute stuff going on. And it's, I'd imagine the crowd will be really good there today. It'll be a great atmosphere at Preston. There's going to be a lot of Liverpool fans in that ground. And as I say, mate, I think Liverpool will have a good game today. It's a good start. Do you know what I mean? He's our way back in. But come next week, mate, it's going to go full on. Do you know what I mean? The pre-season really ramps up. From little things that we keep hearing about is that they have been training really well at the AXA. As I say, these like unbelievable athletes anyway. They can't, even if they've been off for 3-4 weeks, they're just ridiculous. Let's go through some of the comments here. If you haven't already as well, smash the like and subscribe if you haven't. Toby saying, I hope Wales scores in the Jota celebration. The black armbands and the tie and the 20 shirts are a classy gesture. Rick, that's exactly what Liverpool are, aren't they?
Yeah, I think throughout this whole thing, they've shown levels of class with the tributes, the videos they've put out of Jota. I think they've been top class, very respectful as well in that sense. And yeah, listen, we all knew they were going to retire the 20. When that tweet come out, was it last week about the 20 is going to be immortalised? So we knew it was coming. They just needed, because people were a bit confused with that tweet. Are they retiring it? Are they not? Yeah, and then obviously this Friday just gone. I think they waited. It was quite fitting. The time they did it as well. It was 20:20, so it was like 8:20 at night, which was good. And listen, as bad as it sounds, why would any other player want to come in and wear number 20? Like after what's happened, So it's a good thing, and you see some of the videos that have come out over the weekend. I think Friday with the boys at Anfield, I think that was everyone together, unity. The last,
I think that stopped now from the pushing it out.
I think that was the last sort of we're all together. Let's pay respects, and then next week we go pre-season. But we'll see this week. I expect some sort of ins and outs being mentioned this week when the tour starts and stuff.
No, I agree, mate. Carl's saying here, anyone think we get some transfer news next week? Mate, I would be shocked if we don't get transfer news in the next few days, because the season's not far away, mate. Liverpool have still got to be prepared. Look, no one can guarantee which names are going to come in. I expect Mark Gay to come in. The front line one is It's hard to see just yet, but I'd imagine we'll find out. I know everyone wants to know, is it Isak or, blah, blah, blah. Rodrigo's, Gordon's, etc. We'll just have to wait and see. But we can, it's still exciting with the names that are being linked with Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? You can tell Liverpool are fishing in a big market. But I'll just go through this one here. Toby saying, I'd like to see Szoboszlai. The lad doesn't get the game time he should with the same positions. Players only slightly better than him. Szoboszlai gets a lot of minutes, I think, Rick, don't you?
Yeah, it depends. A lot of people think Szoboszlai's a deeper player. I don't think he is. I think he is a 10. But I just think the way we operated last season, because we didn't dip into the market, the 10 system is a little bit different to what Slot will maybe go with this season. I think if you swap Szoboszlai and Wirtz around this season in the 10, it won't be the same way Szoboszlai played it last season. It's two different totally players. But I also I think you can see Szoboszlai play the McAllister role a little bit deeper. So we'll probably see that a bit between them. I think him, Jones, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, the 4. I think that will be down there, and you'll have Wirtz and whoever a bit further up. I don't see any. We've got options. There's options. Like I'm seeing people frightened a little bit about the front line, where if we sell Nunes and Diaz, we'll have to bring 2. And I don't think we do, because you could probably see Szoboszlai play on the left a little bit. We've seen him play on the right for Leipzig as well. So we've got options. We've got players that are very versatile, that can play different positions and not all set one position per player. But yeah, I expect us to be fine. I think, like you said, if Mark White comes in, I think that'll be the defence sorting. And then I think you'll see Liverpool go on the attack in the attacker market, depending what happens with the 2 we've got. And Henry, we think we need to. If Diaz don't go, I don't think you
need the left wingers too.
Nah, so you can just fully put all your money into a striker. And like you said, if Diaz and Nunes both go, you then got to think about the prices for certain players, and if they want a striker and a left wing, or just a striker, and go from there. But like you said, Frimpong can cover the right wing. Chiesa can play across the whole front line. So Gakpo, for me, Gakpo will start left wing this season. I think Gakpo's this season will be, you'll see a different Gakpo, if I'm honest.
But the thing is, people are sleeping on Gakpo, mate. They don't keep mentioning him about starting, which you've got to remember he's a top player. A shout out to Tati, lads, saying, will we get any clues about player departures today, lads? Well, we were just talking, I don't know if you've seen it, maybe we were just talking about that. I think we will. I think you'll have an idea, because over the next week, Liverpool are back playing games, as we know today being the first one. If you're not seeing many minutes for Diaz and Nunes, it says a lot, doesn't it? Certainly want to keep an eye on Tsimikas and Robbo, because that'll be an interesting one, which one looks like he's going to go. So let's find out, mate. It's hard to tell right now, but I'd imagine, look, people think the world stopped and that the transfer stuff has stopped. It hasn't. The club have got to prepare to be fucking champions again, do you know what I mean? So, Carl's saying here, I would love Tony Gordon. I'm a big fan of Gordon myself, lad, but I tweeted, I don't know if anyone's seen it, but I tweeted, I'd be shocked if Liverpool don't end up with a Newcastle player this summer. But if I had to choose between Gordon and Isak,
I think Liverpool won't touch Anthony Gordon until they know definitely the Isak situation. If that's totally out of the equation, then I think you'll see us go for Anthony Gordon. But I don't, like we were talking in the WhatsApp group, I think if Liverpool move for Anthony Gordon now, Isak's a no-go, because Newcastle won't let you take both. So Liverpool need to be smart with it. If there is a clause in Gordon's contract to say if Liverpool come in with him in for him, that Newcastle would have to sort of negotiate, or there's some sort of clause there, I think Liverpool will have to do it second behind the Isak if they wanted Gordon as well, just purely because you don't want to ruffle Newcastle too much by taking 2 players in the wrong order. Like I said, we also think if we could get Isak this summer, and Gordon could be one potentially for January, we could probably go with what we've got attacking wise if Diaz stays and stuff like that. But yeah, he's a top player, Gordon. I like him.
Yeah, he's a big talent. I'm going to go back to a question before we wrap up quick, and then we'll go into our scorelines. To everyone in the chat, if you haven't already, smash the like and subscribe. It really helps us, because I say we're a new channel, and let's see how far we go with it. You can be talking about the Reds. There's a question here. Where the fuck's it gone? 1 minute. Bear with me, everyone. My fucking eyes are shit. Here's one from Ali. Guys, why are Liverpool fans not wanting Rodrigo? Rick, would you take Rodrigo at the club?
Yeah, but the price needs to be right. I'm not having it. It's 100 million. I think 70 to 80 would be your top number for him. But I do like Rodrigo. I like a Brazilian winger or striker. Always have. I think he's very underrated in terms of the Real Madrid hierarchy. Like they're not really. They prefer the likes of Vinny over him.
Can't fucking stand it.
Nah, but I'd like Rodrigo. Listen, if Diaz went and we got Rodrigo in for the left wing, him and Gakpo, I don't think you could complain too much. Can you imagine a front three of Rodrigo, Isak, and Salah?
Okay, now.
You know what I mean?
Speechless. Now, look, he's obviously got an high ceiling, Rodrigo. Look, if you're comparing him and Anthony Gordon, some people will massively go to Rodrigo. I like Anthony Gordon, but I also know that the experience Rodrigo's got on the highest level, you know, you can't overlook that. You know, he's got more experience than some of our lads, do you know what I mean, Rick? You know, Champions League after Champions League, etc. So, at the end of the day, look, we can have our favoured options, but people can't be disheartened whoever Liverpool end up going for, because we don't see what the stats are showing from the data lads at the club, and they are the best at what they do. We've seen that over the years. Got to trust them. You know, we probably have now potentially the best back end of a football club up there in world football. Do you know what I mean? The sporting directors, Michael Edwards, etc., and the lads who are looking at the data. So whatever they want, sorry, we've just got to trust it. Cheers, mate, for engaging with us back. So, yeah, Rick, let's go then before we wrap up. Scoreline, what are you going for? Don't be mad and say fucking 10-0.
I'll go 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Carl's going 3-1. I'll go 1 up, and I'm going to go. I was going to say 4-1, but I think 4-0 Liverpool. I think Liverpool after these today, yeah. But yeah, Reds, the first one of pre-season. It's good to talk to Reds. Hopefully, from next week, we'll see all the lads properly training. Maybe we'll get a few snap pictures of the past week. But I suppose it's been a difficult time for a lot of the club. But look, I'm sure it'll be very emotional there today. But at the end of the day, there's no better time to get behind the boys, and we'll push on. The Reds have got to be prepared, and hopefully we can bring that second one back. You know, go back to back on the league. So Reds, up the fucking Reds, and see you soon.